Hello everybody, this is my NASCAR PC by Sysnet laptop. Now, if you haven't watched the other video, I recommend you go ahead and click off of this one and watch the other one that I've already done some benchmarking. I did a quick overview of it, and you guys will find out very quickly that this is not a very good laptop, especially one of its price point from 2005. But I want to know if I can somehow make this thing just a little bit faster, because how can you have a NASCAR PC and have it not be fast? And fast is something it definitely is not right now. But you might be thinking to yourself, well, it's a laptop. You're kind of handcuffed. You can't change the processor. You can change the RAM, but it's already been maxed out on this, and plus it's not very high speed RAM that you could even put into this. So there's only one more option, and that is the storage device. Now, this is a laptop from 2005. It does not have regular SATA. It has just the regular IDE face, the mini IDE, whatever you want to call it. So I figured I'm going to do something pretty out of the ordinary. So I went on Amazon and I thought to myself, what if I took a enclosure that has the correct pins just to plug and play? But the beauty of it is, let me do this little impromptu, if I can even open it. So what if it held an NVMe SSD? So let me get my light a little better on it here. There we go. So yes, this is a M.2 NVMe SSD to the old school laptop IDE. We're gonna see if this even works in this laptop. Let's go ahead and start dismantling the laptop. So I'm only gonna have to take apart this one screw here, which easy enough. Lord knows I will completely lose that screw. Okay, so let me zoom in just a bit here and adjust my camera. So it looks like we are rocking a Hitachi Travelstar 60 gigabyte IDE hard drive, mini IDE, PETA, whatever you want to call it. There's 100 million different names for these types of drives. So put those aside over here. And this should kind of just pull outwards. All right, perfect. So this I'm going to have to remove from this caddy here, which simple enough is going to be 4 screws. I wonder how I'm going to have to do the formatting, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to, assuming it's going to be in MBR format. That's an assumption. Okay, well actually, you know what, before I do that, I should probably install the standoff. So this is gonna come open. That is a very tiny screw. Yeah, that is an extremely tight fit. I don't even think that's in there all the way. Wow. Yeah, that's a tight fit, my friends. That is a very tight fit. Assuming this is going to go well, so I guess we will see. So let me grab the caddy that it's supposed to go in, and then it goes in like so. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. So it goes in like so. So this, we're supposed to screw it down. With this being like 3D printed, this almost didn't fit in the caddy, but I mean, it works so far. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to push it down a bit more, but either way, there was absolutely no need to put in the side screws. I'm not even gonna bother, because that would just really be ugly. Alright, now let's continue on. Okay, so I have the camera just focused on the monitor right now. So I'm going to plug it in and see if the hard drive is even detected. So let's just hope for the best here. Alright, charging indicator light is on, so let's go ahead and power it on. I think it's F2 to enter the BIOS. F2, alright, so let's see what we can find here. Alright, so let's go over. Okay, so I don't believe it's detecting anything, but that could be because there's just nothing there as far as anything being on the M.2 drive. So I'm just going to exit saving changes, and I'm going to throw in my Windows XP Home Edition CD, and I'm just going to use that for right now just to see if I can maybe format it and then get it to run. So let's just see what I can do there. So let me see if I can. Okay, I'm just gonna hit enter. Okay, this is what I expected. So there are no hard drives installed in your computer. So this kind of puts me in a rock and a hard place. So okay, so I got one of those NVMe to USB adapters, and I'm gonna see if I can plug this into my main desktop and then format it to where the laptop can just detect it right out of the get-go, and hopefully that will work. If that doesn't work, I do have a plan B, but let me swap over to the main desktop and see if I can get this to do the thing. Okay, setup did not find any hard disks installed in your computer, so that is a failure. The NVMe is a failure, so we're going to have to go to plan B. And plan B is this guy right here. And then I also have this adapter that hopefully this won't give me the same problem, even though it's pretty much the same premise. But at the same rate, if I can get the bag open, that'd be great. Hoping, that's the keyword, it's hoping. So have the IDE, 2 SATA pins here. So let's take the parts out and see what we can get. Okay, yeah, it makes it stick out like a mile. So if anything, I'm gonna have to like get some sort of like brace or something because it's in there, but not exactly how I want it to be. Yeah, the thing like barely even fits with the cover on. So let me take that back off. This is sketchy. To say the least, this is sketchy. Okay, how I have it is, it's just going to have to work that way. I have to format this one too, but I just, as you guys saw, took it right out of the package and threw it in there. Oh hell, here we go. Kingston. All right, cool. We are off to the races. Woohoo! All right, that's what I like to see. Okay, so gonna go through the motions real fast. Unpartitioned space. That's weird. Why is it only detecting it as 8 gigs? That's weird. Okay. I know sure as hell I didn't get an 8 gigabyte SSD, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to take this out and format it, because that's really weird. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I just got done formatting the Kingston SSD this time, so now I'm going to see if it still detects it as an 8 gig. Okay, so examining 228.935 megabyte. Okay, so that does detect it as what I formatted it as on my main drive. So okay, that's good. I'm going to see if it wants me to format it again, because I did format it in master boot record format. I'm sorry, for the partition table, that is. I don't know. I really don't know what it's going to do. It's taken a while to examine it, though. Usually it never takes this long. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and even though the hard drive LED indicator light is kind of somewhat steady blinking, there's nothing going on. Like, it's completely hung. So I'm going to try and restart this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hard drive back out. I'm going to reformat it again to a smaller size and see if perhaps that will work, or if that doesn't work, then I will have to try something else. Okay, so I took the SSD back out and then into my main drive, and I formatted it into the MBR format, but I actually created 2 partitions, well, technically 1, but this one being 128 gigs, so I just split it in half and then left the other half unpartitioned. So I'm going to see if I can perhaps, I really have a feeling that this is just gonna make it hang again. So I'm gonna delete this partition, and then I'm gonna create a partition here, and then install NTFS quick, and I am not gonna be surprised if it hangs from right here. So, or something goes wrong in the installation and I blue screen, so I'm not gonna be surprised there. But at least in this case, I'll know to take it back out and then cut it in half again, and then just go from there, and then just leave that other part unpartitioned. moving fairly quickly. I did get a little nervous because at the driver.cab file, it hung pretty good. So I'm like, I'll give it a minute. But thankfully, it got through it. So let's, hopefully this doesn't take too much longer. Because I'm really hoping it just doesn't hang on the actual, like, boot splash. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm taking a lot of precaution as far as how this is going to run. I guess I'm just not getting my hopes up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So the installation went through. It did do a safe boot reboot, and I'm not too sure what that was about, but everything, at least right now, seems to be okay. So let's see if it boots to the desktop. Okay. Well, we have officially entered Windows XP Home Edition. So 2 gigs of RAM. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like any of the drivers are installed. But disk drives, Kingston 240 gig. Alright, cool. Total size 223, so that works. We seem to be hung, potentially. Yeah, the button on here is kind of sticky and sometimes likes to not do what it's supposed to. So, okay, let me take out the Windows XP disk. Alright, I'm going to shut her down. I'm just going to do a quick reboot. And then grab the drivers. It has been an absolute nightmare as far as trying to get this to work. For some reason now my backlight doesn't want to come on now that okay, well, there we go. So I installed Windows XP Home Edition, and as you can see, this really only means one thing. If I just hit enter, pretty self-explanatory what's about to happen. Really fast blue screen, and then it's just going to boot loop. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to install Professional, because I don't know if I'm going to have to reformat the SSD, because apparently with Home Edition there is a ton of compatibility issues with well, larger sized hard drives in general, let alone SSDs. It's like twice as bad. Yeah, this has just been something. I'll just say that. It's been a while since I've worked on an XP machine, and I don't remember it having this much compatibility issue, but then again, I knew I should have just installed Professional from the beginning, but I didn't, because I was hoping to have some sort of OEM or originality to this that isn't just like a, you know, fresh install and then just throw in the drivers. Stuff like that doesn't make it necessarily original, but at the same rate, what can you do when you're literally putting in a brand new hard drive in it? Okay, so it is detecting that. Okay, great. So I'm just going to continue, delete, I'm going to create a partition, or do it as that, install. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't hang on any part of the installation here. If anything, it might give it trouble during the formatting, but usually it's pretty good. Got pretty big expectations for Professional Edition, so hopefully this works just a little bit better. The installation as far as up to this point has gone well. Hopefully it continues to move forward, but then again, I shouldn't hold my breath, because the Home Edition installation did exactly this, and then as soon as it got to the actual desktop, it was just a cluster bomb of just crap. So yeah, hopefully this is just a little bit better. Oh no. Oh, you gotta love it, man. I wonder what that's about. Well, I had to say something, didn't I? I had to say something. Just try and control. Oh yeah, we're completely locked up on this one. I did read on a forum that I think 80 gig is the maximum for installation without any kind of problem. So worst case scenario is that I'll delete the partition that I just made, do an 80 gig partition, and then maybe do some sort of disk management while I'm in Windows, if that works, supposedly. And then just use the other 300 whatever how many gigs as just like an extra storage. Here we go again. F8, delete the partition, continue, create the partition. So let me do my math here. 80 gigs, if we're doing 124 times 80, 81920, I believe. 920. Yeah, yep, that's right. I'm absolutely no good at math. Do not let me fool you. But if it's like up to about 100 gigabytes, then like I'm good. I can manually do the math. Okay, so that's 80 gigabytes there. Install NTFS quick. Okay, let's skip this again, and God, I hope this works. I'm gonna be so bummed if not, because I'm gonna be out of options. Okay, so I noticed that this has been just a little bit longer as far as installation time. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I didn't have any like bad hangups or anything. It was just all around just slower. So I guess this will be the moment of truth when we reboot. So I'm gonna hit enter. So I guess this will be the moment of truth. I don't really have any expectations at this point. Oh, okay. Swoo! All right. Party down. Let's rock and roll. So hopefully we've solved the mystery Scooby-Doo and the mystery gang. Yeah, let's just... My mouse works. So yeah, let's continue this installation. Finally, dude. I was really hoping that'd work. Got the first reboot going on. The installation went successful. I think that here's hoping. This has been kind of a guessing game of will it work, will it not work. So I guess this is another moment of truth, kind of. So I know all of the drivers aren't going to be installed, which is a safe assumption. But so far so good here. I don't have any sound, obviously, because like I said, the sound drivers aren't installed. Skip. Nope, don't need to register. My name, Kev. Alright, well. Alright, perfect. 80 gigs. We're just going to do a simple restart. And hopefully this works. Alright. 7-second Windows XP Professional Startup. I think I can get down on that. What do I got for graphics drivers? Do I have anything? Okay, I didn't think so. Either way, I could still apply that at least. And it still looks good, like it still runs good, but... Alright, now is the search for the drivers. So, the installation went okay, finally. Yeah, let me search for the drivers, and hopefully we can have this in running order. Okay, so I didn't record the driver installation portion because I really didn't know where I was going to start because, like I said, there's not a lot of information on this laptop in general. However, there was a comment on my other video by, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, bro, but it's Andreas Jordanitis. I'm assuming I got the last part wrong, but I don't know. I didn't pay attention in geography class, so sorry, I can't really pronounce names really good. But he was able to tell me that this laptop is a outsourced Fujitsu Simon says 42050, and thankfully it had all the drivers ready to go, and I could actually, you know, have something to pull the drivers from, and it was good to go. A little confusing because there were like 6 different audio drivers, and you had to just pick and choose which was the right one. So yeah, so far so good, and to show you guys that everything is working, I will play the best sample music. Let me turn it up here. I think I got XP all the way up. No, I don't. There we go. And as far as the graphics is concerned, I did a .NET framework install and Radeon Express 200 running at 1024 by 768. So now I'm going to do what I wanted to do with the disk management. So I'm going to open that up. I got to press really hard on the clicker. So unallocated, about 150 gigs. So we're going to create a new partition, and hopefully this doesn't set us all the way back to to the beginning. And yeah, so I'm going to do letter X for extra storage. So extra storage, strg. Cool, works for me. Finish. Allocated and healthy. But while that's formatting, I think I'm going to end the video here, and I'll do probably another benchmarking video at a later date. But I do have other things in store as far as different machines. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that. But this has been a success, and yeah, this is an SSD of a headache inside of the NASCAR PC. Now, a much faster boot time of 7 seconds compared to the 15-16 that it was on a fresh install on the regular hard drive, so that is a plus for me. And on that note, this has been a video. How about that? So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.